If I cry, it's because I'm frustrated. It's hard to talk about this without being frustrated. Okay. I felt that it might be a good idea to be prepared just in case the worst happens in the United States, but at this point, I think I even keep moving that line about what is acceptable and what is not for a country's government to do to their people. And I keep moving that line for myself and for what I feel is safe. I have a passport, but I don't know what the fuck to do. My whole life is here. You know, everyone's whole life is here. And my family's here. And I know that if I go, I'm not coming back. The things that are happening to the people living in this country and the things that my country is doing to other countries is inhumane. And I don't want my money to go towards any of that. I don't want to pay taxes here. I want a future. Sorry. I'm just so tired of gaslighting myself into thinking that if I stay here and work hard enough and be good, that I will have a good life. I was told a while back that my viral I'm an American video is quite popular in China to talk about something that they call the kill line for Americans. And that's where we are basically one bad thing away from being homeless. Even if this government goes away and we get some new people, I think that the way my country is set up is to not let us succeed. I think we are intentionally set up to fail. And my whole adult life, I thought something was fucking wrong with me because I couldn't succeed here. I have essentially malnutritioned myself into the point of perimenopause at the age of 35. You're not supposed to live like this for a lot of time. Everyone meet Chippy. My hormones are fucked. My energy is fucked. My emotions obviously are fucked. Although I feel like this is a rational moment to feel like this. I don't feel like a 35-year-old. It isn't right to have to live off of like super processed food and live in a house that has fucking mold in it and like be more and more in debt every fucking day just by existing. And I don't want to have to make this choice for myself. It's not in me to abandon people, and it's not in me to give up on a fight. That's for sure. But when do I get to be selfish and want my own... Sorry for crying. This is embarrassing as shit. When do I get to begin to live my life as a United States citizen? When does that start? I'm 35.
On their credit cards, be kicked out. Hey, what's up, America? Most Americans are in such an affordability crisis that we're desperate for our tax returns so we can pay our bills. So as of right now, 55% of Americans are struggling to pay their bills, and 60% of Americans are struggling to afford food for them and their family. Yes, just struggling to afford food to eat. But now 73% of Americans are saying that they need their tax refund in order to pay off past due bills. In other words, if they don't get their tax refund, they will default on their credit cards, be kicked out of their house, or lose their cars, or even have their power shut off. Only 14% of Americans say they're planning to spend their tax refund on anything fun. It's getting so bad out there that 38% of Americans have been forced to move because of high cost. And half of Gen Z has been forced to relocate because they can't afford where they live anymore. Most Americans have given up on living in their ideal location, with 64% of Americans believing that they'll never be able to afford where they want to live ever in their life. And so overall, tax refunds have become nothing but survival money, which is sad as fuck. Now, in another poll, only 19% of boomers are saying that they're struggling. 19% of boomers are struggling, while upwards of 70% of the rest of America are fucked financially. Just think about that. And half of Americans are saying that affordable states are so out of reach that it's unaffordable now. States like Indiana. So face it, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a full-blown affordability crisis here in America. And more than likely, this is why Republicans will be losing the midterm elections to Democrats. Even though that's even more fucked up because Democrats have absolutely no solutions on the table for this. It's just a perception that they might do better. Spoiler alert, they won't. But Donald Trump and his administration say affordability crisis is nothing but a hoax. So you have two political parties that hate your fucking guts.
The American public is about to lose everything they have. People living paycheck to paycheck are about to go broke. The GDP numbers came in yesterday, and of course the economy receded, which I predicted 2 months ago, and people laughed. Mark my words, the second quarter is going to be far worse. Tariffs on Chinese products at 145% are about to kick in, which means everything you buy from China on Amazon or elsewhere is about to go through the roof. Grocery store shelves are starting to empty at Walmarts across the country, and of course grocery prices continue to soar. People who've been financing groceries on credit are starting to default on those payments. We are about to see an economic catastrophe. If you're in this 60% that has little or no money, please stop spending money. Protect your family. Trump does not care about you. Even if you voted for him, he's a billionaire. He won't suffer, but you and your family will. Please protect yourself.
Today's my last day here in my house. Tomorrow I leave for Bali indefinitely, and it just feels like very bittersweet, so surreal. And I truly, I love my house. I love my house. This has been my home for the past year and a half where I've really sought refuge. This has been my haven. And yes, I'm moving to Bali, and it's very bittersweet, and it sucks. I just I can't live here anymore. My children are here. I don't really speak to my family, but my children live here. They're 14 and 18 years old. Just don't want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore. I have lived here almost 40 years of my life. There's so much more to the world. There's so much more to the world than just this little piece of backyard, this house. There's so much to see, and I don't want to see it only 2 times a year, only 2 weeks a year. I want a vacation. I want to travel for all my life, but just know that there are sacrifices. There are sacrifices that are made, and this is one of them, having to give up my house yet again. Willingly, but having to do this in order to get to what I want. This is the closing of a chapter and the beginning of another one, and it's beautiful, it's bittersweet, but at the same time it's the bitter part now.
Again, in January 2026. Seems like I'm seeing improperly trained, unidentified, masked agents with guns, kidnapping, beating, sexually assaulting, detaining, even killing people with complete immunity, and that individual rights, due process, and free speech are gone. But on the other hand, that guy on TV did just kick a ball a really long way and very accurately. So all good, I guess. Now this feeling I'm having, maybe you're having it, it's something that social scientists have called hypernormalization, where we see things that are inconceivably alarming, but our brains and our surroundings try to keep us in this realm of business as usual, as if we can't even grapple with the gravity of what's happening. I'm Michael Barron. I'm a cultural anthropologist and CEO of Iris Inclusion, and I keep seeing this everywhere. I saw it in the news just the other day when Jake Tapper was interviewing Kristi Noem and was acting like it was a shock that he was catching her lying. As if we're not beyond that stage. We're beyond that stage, right? I was watching the Golden Globes and I see a couple quick jokes about, we're in a dictatorship, or I see a joke about BS News. But for the most part, it's just business as usual. In fact, we celebrate a movie that starts off with Latinos being rounded up and held in detention camps. But we don't say anything about what's happening right now. Now, I've been having some trouble squaring all of this in my head, and maybe you have too. I'm taking inspiration from my Black friends and colleagues who have generationally been through unspeakable horrors. I'm taking inspiration from my Brazilian friends who lived through a 20-year military dictatorship. And I'm trying to be intentional about framing my time. What do I mean by that? I mean, instead of just living every moment with like low-level dread and this trying to keep things normal, I'm trying to really bracket things off, right? Is this a time that I'm engaging with the news, that I'm maybe resisting, that I'm working? Or is this a time when I'm deliberately regenerating with joy and peace and connection? Right? We all need that time for our brains to relax, to have that joy and peace, and to have the energy for everything else. And it's certainly not betraying your values or ignoring things or letting your morals slide to take that time to regenerate, to let all the bigger worry go. If you're feeling this, you're not alone. Let's stay connected. This is what it feels like being an American in January 2026. Seems like I'm seeing improperly trained, unidentified mass
Hi,
agents.
my girls. Welcome back to my channel, Ijoma TV. Thanks to tuning into my channel. Thanks to every support you have shown me in this channel. So, guys, you have heard all the Americans are complaining that the life over there in America is not easy, that the fighting is difficult, that the life there is not really easy. They pleaded on the government, Donald Trump regime, to do something about what is going on right now. Guys, feel free to drop your opinion. You that have watched this video up to this moment, feel free to drop your thought, opinion under the comment section so that others, we can encourage them. Life is not easy. Honestly, life is not easy. Making things difficulties for citizens. Now the American citizens are crying out that the life in living a life in America is so hard and is also a scam because of what they promised them. They are not doing it. They were so disappointed. In fact, what do you think? Feel free to share your opinion under the comment section. Share this video. If you are new here, thanks for joining us in this channel, Ijoma TV. Please subscribe, turn notification bell that anytime we upload any updates, you'll be the first to notify. Thank you. I love you guys. See you in my next video. Don't forget and share this video. Bye bye.